Hello everybody, I know it has been a while since I posted a video here, but I just had to post this because I am still so pumped. Just won a Talladega for the very first time. I've always had great super speedway finishes, but finally won at Talladega and I am just elated. Here's how it went down. So I got to qualify in second place, which was the best qualifying run I've had this week. And I have noticed I love these next gen cars because the high line actually works. If you can push low, you can push high, but pushing works, the high line works, strategy and good super speedway skill work. So I've been having a blast racing these cars and I've learned a lot. This was the ideal starting spot in the high line. Ideally I would have started fourth, but I liked starting in second, and here we go racing. This is my first time watching this back since I raced, so I don't even remember what happened. Let's see. Here I am on the outside line. I am the red 18 car, and yeah, while I would ideally like to be the pusher on the high line because I don't want to be at the mercy of the other guy, but the 4 car gave such a great push, but immediately created a third line, which caused me some problems right here, and it caused me to go down. Let's actually watch that again. So on the start, the 4 car gave such a good push and didn't want to stay patient pushing us both to the front. Instead, he made a third line. So I tried going down, so I don't want to get caught in the middle, but I almost hit the 24. My spotter said I was clear. I was not. Almost hit the 24. Thankfully, he had such good instincts, but I was left out to dry. But I was left at the mercy of the one who got to pick high or low. He's going back and forth. He's thinking. He decides to pick following me in the middle line, and 4 gets hung out to dry. He really made an aggressive move to make a third line way too early. So I did not lose my spot. Almost got in a big wreck with the 24. Thankfully, I did not. Moving forward here, the 1 car and I get a great run. He gives a great push. And normally, both guys on the top line like to go down to the bottom line, but I decide not to. I want to stay right here on the top line, but the 1 car decided to go down. I think the top line is the best line here from my experience, so I decide to stay up high. And it's so early in the race, no need to get down to the bottom. But the problem was the 20 car did not have a great push. He was not a great pusher, didn't want to take those risks. You can see him moving to my outside so he wouldn't accidentally bump into the back of me, and that killed the momentum on the second line. Really slipped back, which was unfortunate. But then a big turning point in the race happened. The 30 car goes up, and finally I have someone to push. I have been practicing pushing the cars a lot, and I think I've become a really good pusher. And so the 30 car takes the high line, allowing me to be in my ideal spot, second row of the high line. And you can see here just giving this 30 car a push, backing off once we enter the corners, and we finally get the momentum and we clear the 1 car, and we're both up there. And this, after a couple laps, is when I decide, alright, I'm following the 30. I like his driving style. It's feeling good. I'm going to take the 30 to the end with me. I'm used to how he's driving. I'm going to take him to the end, and I'm just going to keep pushing him every single lap. And if you commit to that, it doesn't matter how good the other line is. If you're a better pusher than the guy on the other line, your line will succeed. But it is super risky. That's what I learned. It is risky to push, but if you're a good pusher, you will succeed. And you can see as we've come to lap 11, the second line is so far behind because every single lap is just like this. I am right on the bumper of the 30, pushing him, and it's not allowing the second line to get anywhere near, especially here on the back straight. I became very aggressive with my pushes because this is the spot I wanted to be, right behind the 30 up to the final lap. So I was pushing him hard all the way up. Look at this, look at how tight our bumpers are, just backing off into the corner. And that's how I rode for most of the race. So everything was going all according to plan, but around lap 14, 15, and 16, the runs I was having started becoming very, very strong, and I could see that a second line was starting to figure things out and get momentum, so I got a little more aggressive with my pushing, but it was a little too hard, not quite lined up, and it caused the 30 to get loose, and it gave me the lead, but that's not where I wanted to be. And all of a sudden, watch this. So me pushing the 30 to the side really threw people off, and it caused people to try to pass him, move different lines, and well, it caused the first caution of the day, a big wreck in the back, cars flipping all over the place, and that might have partially been my fault because I moved the 30, and so now I am gonna be in first place with 10 laps to go. That is not ideal. You can end up in like 4th place like that. That is a long time to hold your line to defend, to go up and down. Not where I wanted to be. Back on the restart, hoping the 22 is a good pusher. Thankfully, even though I messed up the 30, he was still there in 4th place. So, not feeling too bad about that one, thankfully. But the 30 was a really good pusher in the second row. The 30 and the 9, you will notice, are great pushers. Everyone else, not so much. The 30, 9, and 27, who's in the front in the second row, seem like great super speedway racers. And them all in the same row got them all past me, already slipping to 4th in the inside line. And that was brutal with about 8-9 laps to go. Not the place I wanted to be. I wanted to at least be in the second row. So I wanted to find a way to get back to the front, and so I was planning, if I saw an opening up top, I'm gonna take it, and the 28 gave just enough room. I decide as we head to the front straight, okay, they have no momentum up top. Hopefully they have some good pushers up there. I'm not in a good spot behind these 3. I'm gonna go right up, and so I move up the line, but then a caution happens, as you can see in the front. And so a caution happens, and it allows me to be in the perfect spot. 4th place on a restart with about 5 to go. That was ideal. So with 5 to go on a Talladega restart, I wanted to push the 30. I was back with my guy that I wanted to take to the end, and I just wanted to stay right here, second in the high line till the final lap, but you know people are going to be antsy. This is where the aggression happens, and so my heart was pounding. I was looking at my watch, 146 BPM. It was, oh man, so nerve-wracking. Look at this huge push, and even the car behind giving a huge push. Our high line was phenomenal, but then the 30 decides to go low for some reason and spins himself out. Why did he do that? And he takes out so many of the good people. Let's look at that again. Like, looking at this, the high line works at this track. He should have noticed that this whole race, but he really wanted the bottom spot with 5 to go, thinking that being in the front at the bottom was the place to be, and it actually looks like it was some netcode, but still, why did he go low? Caused a huge wreck in the back, but it put me in a really interesting spot. I, at this point, am now first place with 2 laps to go. First place with 2 to go. And to me, that's all right. Ideally, I would like to be behind someone, but I might be able to defend with 2 to go. And so here is how it all finished. So here we are on the final restart, and my plan was if I got clear, I was going to go on the high line. The 28 in the last restart was not a great pusher at all. And so my plan, I'm going to go high. The 2 and 27 are fast. They're good at pushing, and that's exactly what I do. I take the risk giving up the low line, and I go up high. It looked like they thought about making a third lane to pass me. They did not do it. At first, it looks like I would regret not staying low, but it seemed like the 27 was a good pusher, and that's exactly what he did, giving us a huge jump on the inside line. And that's when I decided, okay, let's see if we can shift me and the 27 down, and we do, and the 27 follows. This is exactly what I wanted to happen. Exactly what I wanted. He is right there, headed into the final lap. 2 lines forming, and now I'm just at the mercy of the 27's push, and he is sticking right to me. He knows his best chance to win is to try to push us past this outside line. And I'm a little worried, thinking about going high again, because the high is faster, but the 27 seems like the best pusher. And huge wreck happens in the back, no caution, that's all good. Really, no one's pushing right now. There's a huge gap, but then on the straightaway, 27 sticks with me. Doesn't have room to go high. Perfect. He does a fantastic push into the final turn right here. And we are clear of the middle and high line, and it is just me and him. So I decide, you know what, he's probably going to go up to pass me. I'm moving up. So I take the middle lane, and I block him off, make the move way early so it's not illegal. Then I'm like, I'm going to cut him down now, make it early again, stop his momentum in every part of the track, and able to get the freaking win at Talladega. So crazy. I lost control of the car, almost spun out and wrecked everyone moving up. That's all good. But man, I actually was able to do it. Getting a win, my first win at Talladega. You should have heard me screaming. It was probably the loudest I have yelled in victory ever. 150 BPM according to my watch. And I was just screaming, let's go, screaming my lungs out.